One of my favorite things that happens every so often in rap music is when two artists collaborate and it almost feels like they fit together perfectly on a track. Whether it's the cadence of their words, the way they're going back and forth on the song, or simply them matching each other's fly. And luckily for Bia, she has a few songs with different artists where the features, flow, and her raps fit together perfectly. From London with J. Cole to her newest track, Pissed Off with Lil Yachty, and of course, the Whole Lot of Money remix with Nicki Minaj. But although I've been enjoying a couple of her singles, there's something I've been noticing about Bia, and I think we should talk about it. But first, welcome to the channel. Hey, hi, what's with it? I'm C, and I do rap and pop culture commentary. So if you're into that, subscribe and hit the like button. Now, can I keep it real? Sometimes I don't really care for an artist's discography, and they pop out with a track that makes me reconsider, read some literature. And that's how I feel about Bia's newest song with Lil Yachty, Pissed Off. Yes, it's a short and for the most part, sweet verse and serves as an opportunity for her to shit on her ops, whoever they might be, okay? But to me, it finally feels like she's found her way in the female rap space and she's staying put in her own lane. Even if that means that almost every song will have a few subliminals, because rapping about people's BMs being sluts and wives being cheery hoes just feels very personal. If you're like me, you were introduced to Bia way back in 2021 with her breakout single, Whole Lot of Money, and that was the fifth single from her second EP, For Certain. Prior to this, I hadn't really heard a lot from Bia, to be honest, and in a way, it seemed like she completely popped out of nowhere. It turns out she decided to become a rapper at a young age after attending studio sessions with artists and helping them record, dropping out of college to bartend, and then making enough for her own studio sessions. After doing a little bit more research on her, I realized that she was actually a reality TV show baddie. But wait, not that kind of baddie. But she was part of a show on Oxygen called Sisterhood of Hip Hop, which is executively produced by T.I. Essentially, the show stars 5 female rappers who navigate their way through the male-dominated music industry. But the cast and the show itself is so weird. It's like they mixed in more seasoned artists like Diamond from Crime Mob to newer artists like Bia, who clearly were much newer on the scene. I'll be honest and say I have literally never heard of this show, but somehow I do feel inclined to go back and watch it. Based on some of these clips though, I'm not sure what to make of it. It seems like T.I. wanted a combination of the messiness of love and hip hop, but the vibe of, okay, who am I kidding? He was trying to do a female rap version of love and hip hop. Even Vibe magazine wrote an article showcasing how the show was more about the drama of these ladies' lives rather than solely focusing on their music. And this feels like a bit of foreshadowing with Bia's career if we're keeping it real. Because we all know that if everyone is not feeling your music and you have a feeling they may not be feeling your music, the next best thing for you to do is add a little bit of drama to the mix. One person that I blindly envisioned Bia collaborating with very early in her career was Cardi B. And the reason why is not only did Cardi support Bia very early on, you can even see her in lives singing Whole Lot of Money, it also felt like they could have a track that meshed both of their sounds. However, we all know that one of the smartest choices that Bia made business-wise essentially turned her into having to choose sides, which included being able to snag a Nicki feature on Whole Lot of Money and pave the way for Super Freaky Girl Queen Mix and even going on tour with Nicki now. If you remember this era between the lives of Nicki and Bia, social media saying that Bia was in the bathroom deleting Cardi B tweets and all of that, listen, it was hilarious because previously Bia was praising Cardi online. Between her hopping on live to say that she never switched up on Cardi because she never knew her in real life, dissing Cardi on Dreezy's Which Duh remix, with lines poking fun at Cardi not being able to catch the beat on what would have been the remix of Ice Spice's Munch, and always crying on live about Offset. Wow. See, look how time flies. Look at us now. The Bia that I somewhat enjoyed listening to quickly became someone whose career was revolving around another woman in rap music. At least that's how it felt. I feel like you only get so many tracks to continuously poke fun at or beef with another rap artist until it begins to look like you are fishing for a response and maybe even clout. If your best verses, features, and songs only turn heads and cause social media chatter because you're dissing, what exactly is it giving? Then again, I can't deny that many songs that are popping, especially in the female rap space, involve at least one bar about the artist being better than all these other girls. So is it really any different from that? But funny enough, we know that Cardi clapped back directly on Megan and Glorilla's Wannabe remix, which, now that I think about it, it feels like that song did not have the desired effect that they thought it would. Or maybe Cardi just used it to clap back, because surely I enjoyed Cardi's bars on the song, and I even like it a little bit better than the original. Maybe it's the fact that it feels like they kind of slapped her on the beginning of the song instead of either saving her verse for last or squeezing her between the two artists. Clearly the track struck a nerve because Bia hasn't been letting up ever since. And while many of the critiques I hear of Bia include the fact that her music is straight up boring, something that I understand, right? She has more of a nonchalant flow. She's kind of like a baddified version of Caribou, when you think about it. My view is that she's boring unless she's talking her ish or dissing. Because I find it just a little funny that not long ago she was accusing people of stealing her style. And of course, we cannot forget that she had a whole diss track ready to unleash on Cardi. That sucked from the snippet that I heard online. Like, I felt secondhand embarrassment. This is why you need friends to tell you when something is not a good look. And that feels like another part of the problem, the need to always clap back in music or sneak diss, because now it's popping. Years from now, will these songs have the same effect? Will they age well? Will they sound great? Or were they only created to serve the purpose of shutting these girls down right now? Present day? I don't know. But she did chat about Cardi cheating on Offset a few months back, so I wonder how she knew about that, if it's even true. Anyways, what can we say? Bia has been out here doing her thing, joining Nicki on the Gag City Reloaded tour, dropping some pretty good singles. I feel a bit more interested in actually listening to some of her music now. And I don't believe she's dropped an actual studio album, so maybe that's coming next. Also, this is so random. Do you know what I just realized? Bia really reminds me of Emil, the first female artist to sign to Rockefeller Records. More so aesthetically rather than sound-wise though, Emil just felt more gangsta. Something that apparently Jay-Z was pushing her to be, and she didn't really enjoy that. And since then, she's faded away. We really need a docuseries on female rap artists that completely vanished out of the spotlight. But anyways, do you listen to Bia? And if so, what is your favorite song by her? Do you feel like her being involved in drama adds a little bit more relevancy to her music and career? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.